The agency's crackdown on the alleged corruption has intensified. Key details have been accessed on the purported BMC COVID Khichdi scam, in which the Enforcement Directorate, remember, had arrested Suraj Chavan, an alleged close aide of Aditya Thackeray, on the 17th of January. The Enforcement Directorate has named Chavan as an accused in its charge sheet, and key details have also been accessed by Times Now. We first talk about what we know. As per the charge sheet, there are two companies involved that have combined cost the BMC a loss of 6.37 crore rupees. The ED says that the first company, Sahyadri Refreshments, got a contract without having the requisite capacity kitchen. It actually got the khichdi prepared by other companies for about 20 to 24 per rupee packet, as sold it to a BMC at the agreed price of 33 rupees per packet. The ED says that Sahyadri illegally made 2.73 crore rupees and used it for personal payments and also investment. The other company is Force One Multi-Services. It was allegedly paid 8.64 crore rupees by the BMC, of which 3.64 crore rupees were transferred in the guise of salary to namesake employees. Coming to Suraj Chavan now, the Aditya aide allegedly posed as an employee of Force One Multi-Services and influenced BMC to fraudulently obtain a work order. He allegedly received proceeds of crime to the tune of 1.35 crore rupees. Let me quickly go across to Arunil joining us with more details. Arunil, the arrest after the month of January of Suraj Chavan, of course, has ensured that a lot of other details come to light. But take us through what this charge sheet essentially claims. Now, remember, Suraj Chavan is, of course, Aditya Thackeray's close aide, and hence there are a lot of answering to do also on part of what really went behind this particular scam. But what is it that the charge sheet clearly exposes, apart from the details that we've just highlighted for our viewers?
Well, Christine, good morning to you. There is no doubt that Suraj Chavan, a leader from the Yuva Sena, which is the youth wing of Uddhav Thackre's Shiv Sena, is a close aide of Aditya Thackeray. When ED action was initiated against him, Aditya Thackeray had visited the house of Suraj Chavan as well. In the latest developments, properties worth more than rupees 80 lakhs of Suraj Chavan have been attached by the Enforcement Directorate. ED charge sheet has also been filed by the Enforcement Directorate. We are breaking out the details from this charge sheet. Basically, it maintains that because Suraj Chavan was allegedly close to a political leader, that is why he was able to procure contracts for a company and then basically get proceeds of crime from the said companies as well. The companies in this case that you mentioned basically are Sahyadri Refreshments and as well as Force One Multi-Services. Both these companies didn't have the adequate kitchen to make the khichdi that was supposed to be supplied to the migrant laborers during the COVID period. Despite that, the contracts were procured and proceeds of crime worth more than rupees 1.34 crore were allegedly taken away by Suraj Chavan because he allegedly presented himself as an employee of one of the companies in this case. The ED has found out that he was not actually an employee, and several guidelines and regulations that are there to get the contracts of BMC were brutally flouted. And despite that, contracts were given to these companies, Sahyadri and Force One in this case, because of proximity of Suraj Chavan with a senior political figure in the state of Maharashtra. The entire ED investigation is based on the FIR that was registered at the Agripada police station.
The amount of kickbacks received in all of this, as is being spoken of, to the tune of 1.35 crore rupees, is of course something that is being looked at with greater detail if we go by the contents of the charge sheet as well. Many thanks for that, Arunil. Let's talk about the kind of tremendous amount of politics that is also being witnessed over the charge sheet. The BJP going toe-to-toe with the Uddhav Sena, Kirat Somaiya and Ram Kadam have shamed UBT Sena and Mahavikas Aghadi over there being a scam over providing basic necessities during the COVID pandemic. Sanjay Raut, on the other hand, has raked up the misuse of agencies narrative once again.
आदित्य ठाकरे के सहयोगी सूरज चौहान के विरुद्ध में खिचड़ी घोटाले की चार्जशीट ईडी ने अब फाइल की है। लाखों रुपए सूरज चौहान के खाते में गए हैं, संजय राउत के भाई, संजय राउत की बेटी, संजय राउत के पार्टनर, उनके खाते में भी खिचड़ी घोटाले के लाखों रुपए गए हैं। हिसाब तो देना पड़ेगा।
उस काल में जो गरीबों को खिचड़ी बांटी जाती थी, वो खिचड़ी कागज पर थी। कागज पर दिखाया जाता था कि इतनी खिचड़ी गई, और उसमें भी पैसे बनाए जाते थे। कौन पैसे बना रहा था? अब ईडी के चार्जशीट में सामने आया है, यही उद्धव ठाकरे, आदित्य ठाकरे परिवार के निकटतम लोग पैसे बना रहे थे ठाकरे परिवार के आशीर्वाद के कारण। पर सरकार में थे, अहंकार था, और उस अहंकार के कारण इन्होंने लोगों के अनाज से लेकर उनके ऑक्सीजन को तक नहीं छोड़ा, उसमें भी पैसे बनाए।
जो क्रिमिनल गुनहगार लोग हैं, लॉटरी किंग जैसे, वो आपने देखा होगा इलेक्टोरल बॉन्ड वाले, जिसके ऊपर ईडी की रेड्स हो गई है, उसका मतलब वहाँ मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग हुआ है ये लोगों के ऊपर। वो लोगों से जिसने हजारों करोड़ में चंदा लेकर कार्रवाई रुकवाई है, ऐसे व्यक्ति प्रधानमंत्री है, ऐसे व्यक्ति देश के प्रधानमंत्री है। ईडी तो उनकी गैंग की मेंबर है, वसूली गैंग की। ईडी वसूली गैंग की मेंबर है और नरेंद्र मोदी जी उनके सूत्रधार है। तो सबसे पहले मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग का मुकदमा देश के प्रधानमंत्री के ऊपर चलना चाहिए।
So the opposition most certainly, rather the BJP most certainly, Arunil, I beg your pardon, is, speaking of how all of this happened at the peak of COVID pandemic, but throw some more light on the statements that have been quoted in the charge sheet, especially that of the BMC Deputy Municipal Commissioner Sangeeta Hasdale, because that particular statement also, has opened this, rather widened the scope of this particular investigation.
Well, in this entire investigation related to the COVID Khichdi scam and the other alleged scam that has been probed by the Enforcement Directorate, several BMC senior level officers who were operational during the COVID period, they have been questioned by the Enforcement Directorate. And many of them basically have accepted to the fact that several alleged partiality did take place towards leaders close to the party that was ruling the BMC at that time, Uddhav Thackre's Shiv Sena. In Surat case as well, yes, from Aditya Thackeray or from Uddhav Thackeray or Sanjay Raut as well, all the leaders from Uddhav Thackre's Shiv Sena basically are maintaining that this is nothing but political vendetta. All their leaders or leaders from the opposition ranks have been particularly targeted by the Enforcement Directorate or other agencies which according to them are working as per the BJP's commands. And when they toe the line of the ruling dispensation, that is CM Shinde or BJP, the inquiry or investigation is stopped. Now coming to the entire allegation or charges that have been leveled by the Enforcement Directorate, the Enforcement Directorate basically conducted this investigation based on the FIR that was registered by Mumbai Police's EOW at the Agripada Police Station. The Enforcement Directorate basically suspects that how two companies were particularly allegedly floated by Suraj Chavan so that proceeds of crime can be gained from these companies. And these companies had no prior experience in making khichdi. However, huge amount of contracts were being given to them. And then later on, a khichdi was being brought by these companies from some other company at a very low rate. And the profits were earned by these two companies, basically Force One and Sayadri in this case. Very serious allegations being leveled by the Enforcement Directorate. However, the BJP is maintaining that when it was extremely difficult period, the COVID period, the BMC and Uddhav Thackeray Shiv Sena were busy making money, whereas Uddhav Thackeray's party is calling it as political vendetta.
Yes, political vendetta in the run-up to the 2024 battle, a charge that we've seen coming from the opposition time and again. Many thanks for that, Arunil. We quickly shift our attention to another case.